Hey there, YouTube. I'm Yukitsu. This is the Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to Polybridge. So, we're going to find out how to do this. And this one is looking pretty tricky to me, but hopefully we'll be able to get through this. I want to find out, first of all. Yep. Okay, so there's exactly 18 tiles to get from one end to the other, but I know that we can cheat this, I think. So, we're going to try and cheat this first. And I don't feel guilty about it at all, because whoever made this game is kind of a jerk. Right, anyway, we're just going to have a slight incline there, and we're going to go ahead and just do that. Oops. Right, so we'll bring up our tools, we'll go ahead and do this, and that is a thing. Alright, that is a professional thing. Alright? Okay. Now that we've got that understood, let's get this thing trussed up. So why am I trying to cheat here? Because I get the feeling like I have not got the mental capacity to do this the honest way. Okay, so yeah, you can all think about that the way that however, but you know, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, it's just not. So we're going to do it this way. Y'all can all deal with it. Now, I hope that this actually does work, because if it doesn't, I'm in some serious shit. You know, there's going to be lawsuits, people are going to plunge into the river to their death, we have to figure out how to pay for all of the stuff that gets destroyed in those, ships, or those freighter truck things, land ships, I don't know. Alright, let's give this a go. This one was the one that I think I deliberately had like that, because I knew I'd have to have one somewhere. Alright. Oh, is this one also too far away? Okay, there we go. So, this isn't going to hold it by itself. We're going to need to bring in some additional support somewhere, and I think that the best way is going to be putting a steel beam up there. We can actually add 2 tether points to this, so this is going to have a lot more pull on this individual bit of bridge here, so that's going to be good. So I can actually go something like this for this one, and I can only probably go like this for this one here, so that is a thing. We'll go ahead and add in another layer of stress-resistant trusses here. The reason for this being that additional layers of this do actually make a difference and impact on how durable the overall structure is, so that is going to be how we're going to deal with that. Hopefully that'll help. I don't think it will. I'm a natural-born pessimist, guys. Alright. I can't hear the music again. Like, someone was saying I need to turn the music back on because it's relaxing. I agree, it is good music, but I can't hear it either. Something's gone onto it. Let's see if I can bring this back here. Options. Audio. Master volume? Oh, there we go. Wonder when that got set. Oops, I guess I have to save my options here. There we go. Okay. And I can actually probably... Let's bring up our steel beam bar here. Let's add a steel beam pulling sort of there. That might be a good idea. It probably is a terrible idea, but it might be a good idea. Alright, let's add in our wood here. Alright. We'll have to do this somewhere, so we'll do it here. We'll toggle that a little bit over that way, so we can move this over here. And like that. And we'll go ahead and we will add a little bit of steel over here as well. Should be good and strong, I hope. This bridge was basically made out of hopes and dreams. It's not the best material to build with, but when it is what you've got, it is what you've got. Alright, let's see how this holds up. Not in the middle. Okay. We'll give it another layer of struts and see if that helps. Alright. And we'll give this one of the things you can actually do is top this with steel. How much steel do we have? We've got a lot of budget left, so... Unlimited. Okay. Okay, that moves the load problem over to somewhere else, which means that I'm on the right track because it now holds up there. But I am going to have to move this out further. All right. And we'll give that a shot. We'll give it a shot going all the way across, actually, with iron, I think. Bars of steel. There we go. Because super bars are entirely what we want here. Speaking of super bars, everyone keeps telling me about, like, the death battle screw attack thing for Spider-Man, or sorry, not Spider-Man, Superman and, like, Goku. It's one of those things that people think that I would be interested in, and I really am not. I mean, like, Superman is such an uninteresting character, and, like, Goku is written by the same person across all time, so of course he's going to have consistent powers, which, spoiler alert, if you're against Superman, the last thing you want is consistent powers, because at some point in his canon somewhere, he will have had the power to defeat you. Righto. Damn it. Alright, so maybe it isn't... I wonder what would happen if I had all steel construction here. That is an interesting thought. I've done this before on other ones, but I figure that this actually solves some of the problems that I was having earlier. Except for my ability to see straight, because this is not straight. Not against things that are not straight, it's just that bendy things are probably not that great for construction. They should have all the rights. Bendy things should have all the rights that straight things have. It's just, I don't want them in my construction. And I'm sorry if that offends you. Alright. I think I screwed up somewhere as well. Okay. Now then, let's try going all the way across with this stuff. Now, I have also a theory here. I think that if we've got all of the tension sort of up across here, there's going to be less tension transferring up to the wood above it if I do a secondary layer of wood over this. I want to try that theory out, so we're going to try it out. I don't have any scientific basis that this is true, but I feel like it should be. That the wood above it is not going to have all of the stress transferred to it from the steel, whereas when it was all wood, like the wood had to, otherwise it would break. I feel like in this case the steel is not going to bend as much, and therefore it's not going to transfer as much energy up to the wood above it. But the energy that does transfer above to it is going to be absorbed by the wood. So I think that this is going to be a smart idea, but I have no basics in terms of actual physics, science, or logic as to whether it will or not. Which is fantastic. I don't have to have any responsibility that a real engineer would have, because he could potentially kill millions. Although then again, real engineers have killed millions, so I mean, I don't have to worry about it, you know, too much. Alright. Let's go ahead and get ourselves our cable. I've got suspension parts too, but I don't remember how to use those. Alright, so that is too much stress. Okay, I did not notice that I had these suspension cables. Right, so let's delete this. Let's delete this. We're going to need a much stronger base for these, I feel. So let's go ahead and delete these. Let's add this. Alright. Alright, that's good. Oh, that is some lag. That's sticking. Alright. And we can just sort of move this until it kind of looks centered. Perfect. Okay, and let's get our suspension across here. Right. Okay. I get the feeling that that's not going to work. So we'll have to probably tower that up one higher. We'll probably still go ahead... Oh, crap. Okay, let's do it this way. Right. There we go. And we'll probably have to tower those up one higher. Alright, I was gonna do a ramp because I'm a cheaterson. Yeah, cheaterson, son of cheater. Anyway, we probably actually need it to ramp up a little bit slower. There we go. Steel up one. That's fine. All right. And we got to move this until it is approximately in the center, using our guidelines if necessary / possible. All right. Feeling a little bit Dawn of War-ish with our big metal boxes here. There we go. But, right, they've changed the way this works. Damn you, game. I forgot there was a bug. There's a bug with suspension that's been around since, like, I installed this that apparently hasn't been fixed yet. If you build and delete suspensions, then it says that you've used your suspensions and you don't get it back, and then you cry a little bit inside. And then you have to redo all the things. It's very tragic. It's very sad, but, you know, fortunately we haven't done really jack diddly all anyway, so it doesn't really matter as much as it could. But it's still, it's one of those things that'll probably get fixed eventually one of these days, hopefully. I think that probably the best way to deal with it would, from there on, would be like, you know, you delete a part of the suspension, it deletes the whole suspension, because that's typically what you want, and I bet they could probably fix a lot of problems that way. Anyway, let's get this like that. Although I guess there are things that you could potentially do that would be fun with the magical floating suspension, so who knows. Alright, there we go. Just have to make sure that this, like, floats up high enough that our suspension is going to work. Alright, now then. Our one suspension. Perfect. And I think we're just going to go straight across like this. We'll go ahead and we'll reinforce this by adding in just flat out steel struts, I think, and that should get us across, I feel. Maybe, possibly. Probably won't. It'll probably just fail catastrophically, everyone will die in the river, and that'll be the end of that. I don't think this is actually what suspension bridges look like, but it's how I'm making it. How much money do we have? A lot. Okay, perfect. Alright, so let's just assume that we're going to try and make it look level, sort of across the whole thing. Like that. Alright. There we go. And hopefully this will have enough weight bearing on it that'll hold up. I'm going to actually have some parts pulling on the tower itself, I feel. Alright, so we probably need to also add something that is bracing and pulling on this from this side. So if we're going to be doing that, we can probably also do something like this, which might help something, potentially, I don't know. Alright, let's give this a try. Oh, wow. So this thing just falls over. Alright, let's get this a little bit more tethered here. I don't know. How much money do we have? We've got a lot more cable money. We could just build more cables. Okay, so this just friggin' snaps. Okay, a little more there, a little more there. It's just cables everywhere. Alright, so where is the structural problem in terms of this thing? Because this thing is collapsing. Like, this thing cannot hold the weight up, as it were. How do I want to fix that, really? I mean, I'm not entirely sure that I can. Alright, let's try deleting this for now. Let's try adding some metal struts that connect up in weird ways just to produce a couple more points of connection here. No, I don't feel like that's going to work at all. Okay, okay, I can add that there. That doesn't, strictly speaking, help anything. But I feel like I should do it. Okay, let's try adding one there. I don't actually have any conception as to how that would be even theoretically useful. Alright, so what is the problem that it's got going on here? So it's too much strain pulling towards the right, it looks like, probably because this little fulcrum here isn't secure enough. Let's try and fix that here. Okay, where do I need... Alright, maybe if we add in another layer of these things. We can probably actually get away with these sort of larger ones here. These are not perfectly aligned to anything in particular, but... Well, we're over budget now. Let's see if we can get this, though. So we're dramatically and hideously over budget right now. We're gonna do that. And I'm perfectly okay with that for just right now. We'll fix that in just a bit. I just want to see if this helps at all. It does. Look at the strain on that one little piece of metal. Oh my god. Doop. Oh, we are so far over budget. We are the most over budget. Okay, we have to go back and fix this. Okay, we're going to stop the simulation because we want to go back and fix this. I'm noticing that there's a lot more tension just on these lower cables here, so I think that we don't necessarily need that upper cable on these all that much. And maybe what we could do is we could stop having this incredibly derpy structure here. Come on. Okay. We'll fix this up so that's less atrocious, and hopefully that will put it back under budget, because we've got a little bit of superfluous parts there. For the meantime, though, let's get this this back online. There we go. Okay, so... if I've got the spacing even remotely proper on the other things, then this will work out. Okay, so I don't think I need that one. It's these two that were really had the high tension on them, so I don't think that I even need this one necessarily on the other side, because the other side was doing okay. There we go. How are we doing? We're getting pretty close to budget already. I don't think we've got quite enough funds to make it. Yeah, this is going to be just a little bit over. We'll have to figure out a little bit to take away somewhere. Okay, what do we want to take away? Well, this I already said was probably superfluous. And this is probably superfluous, but this was not. That was really not. Alright, and that puts us over again. Fantastic. That is lovely. That is so beautiful. Do we need you? I don't think so. That is one springy bridge. And it's over by $1,000. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna shorten these. Shorten our way to victory. Oh crap. Okay, I can't shorten these because they're exactly at length. Okay, let's shorten them from here. Right. Let's shorten every other one then. Or none of them. Okay, fantastic. Oh, right there. There we go. Okay. Damn it. Alright. I think like that. Like that's probably okay. There we go. And that should be just barely okay. Maybe I don't need these all the way across either. That's possible, honestly. It is so close. Oh, this is gonna put me over by like 100 something. 152. I love you too, game. I love you too. Okay, so we literally have to shorten something by like millimeters. We're going to shorten this a little bit. It's going to turn into this sort of derpy mess, I guess, if I do it that way. But, you know, is this bar connected? I don't think that bar was properly connected to this. That might have explained a lot of our problems that we were having. Oh wow, that somehow fixed it. I don't understand anything that just happened there. We deleted a bar, we remade an exact replica of it. It fixed it. Boop. I love this little bit of road section over here. This is the miracle section. It turns this from like a normal green bridge into a rainbow bridge. You've got this lovely rainbow of colors. And it works. Our bridge works. We're such cheaters, guys. Ta-da! Alright, 97% and we're like $100, or we're like $40 under budget. Holy crap. Alright, a low budget overpass. Oh my god. Alright, so what have we got for this particular one here? We got road and we've got wood. That is amazing. We probably want to go just a little bit higher than that. Just because I do feel like this bit of road here is going to get clipped by the boat. Okay, and we'll just sort of adjust this so it looks a little bit less dumb, but... that should be relatively okay, I feel, potentially. Alright, and ultimately we just need to give this struts, but I don't know how much we're going to be able to afford. That's going to be the real question here. So hopefully this will work. We don't have a lot of money to play with here, though, so we can't just... Well, I wonder if we can, actually. Because how else do you do this? Maybe this is a test of precision, and it's going to, like, test to make sure that I can actually put these things in, like, the right place so that, it maximizes their efficiency, in which case I'm going to be doomed. Alright. So I know this bridge is not going to be strong enough to hold by itself here. Let's just start to see how bad it is. Quite bad. Okay, we'll add another... You know, I'm just going to start from scratch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the grid off. And we're going to try this again because it looks a little bit too wibbly wobbly wonky for my sort of taste here. Parabolas are important, my friends. Okay, that's better. It's not perfect because we've got a little bit more sort of length than I would, or sorry, it's a little bit either too long or too short for my liking, but that should be okay. Alright, so actually, I kind of wonder if we could get this high enough, we could actually have the arch support underneath it as well, which would actually really help, because there's going to be a lot of compression under an arch bridge like this. But for now, let's give this a shot. And we want both of these to light up. It's probably not going to happen. There we go. Come on. Okay, we're gonna actually have our split there, and that will help out, because we gotta have one somewhere. There we go. Oh, damn it. Okay, gonna need another one actually, so we'll put it here. Go. All right. And let's. This won't hold it, I don't think, but we'll see how well it does. I think that this car is going to have too much weight for it. Yeah, so it collapsed. But it's pretty much on the right track. I mean, I could probably just reinforce it with a second layer and it will probably work. Now, if this doesn't, I'm going to try raising the height of it, and I'm going to try, and probably fail, by giving it a second, by making it higher up and giving it a second layer. And that should provide a lot more sort of function to this thing. There we go. Okay, we're over budget now. Come on. There we go. Right, so if this doesn't... Okay. That looks a lot sturdier, honestly, but this is still a pretty heavy bus. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to try doing that other thing I was talking about, and we're going to try adding in something that absorbs the compression from the bottom. And we're going to need a slightly taller road for that, I feel. Probably is too big a steep for the slope for that. So how much room are we going to need? We probably don't need to like go over it by, you know, the huge truss amount. We can probably do a shortened truss for this particular thing, but... Okay, this is a little bit off center here, but probably don't want to fix it. If I could raise these a little bit, that would be great, but let's wiggle these all over here so I can wiggle these up just a little bit. Right, well, I think that's the best we're going to be able to get. Okay, so we've got this under bridge that we need to make that we can make quite short because we need to make sure that the boat can pass over it, under it I mean. And it should absorb a lot more compression than it looks like it should be able to, I think. Unless we've done something horrendously wrong. Which we probably have, let's face it. There we go. If ever you meet somebody, if you ever meet a bridge builder, you want your bridge builders to be pessimists. Because an optimistic bridge builder sounds like just think of how that sounds in your head. It's like, he's an optimistic bridge builder. Think about what that sort of applies to you. It's like, yeah, I think this bridge will work. You should go across it. No thanks. Why don't you go across it? You're the one who built it. You've got first honor. And then, when he's absolutely confident about it, he plummets to his death, you get to sort of just be like, oh, well, I'm glad I don't share your confidence. You know, that's the positive thing about that situation. Your friend just died, but, I mean... Alright, so we have to split here. And we have to split here. Alright, we're a little bit over budget. Let's reduce the height of the top side, I think, first. If we have to, we can reduce the size of the bottom as well, but let's do this one first. You know, I think we'll just stop. I mean, we could do more, but let's not do more. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay, so, I mean, how can we do this? The problem really is the budget. Okay, so all the compression is actually along the top there. There's none on the bottom whatsoever. That's interesting to me. So maybe I can actually... I feel like there probably was, but it didn't seem like the bottom ones were absorbing any compression whatsoever, which is weird to me, because there should be, it feels like. But, you know, feels are often wrong, so... Alright. Getting kind of silly. Alright, let's just do this over here, and then we'll be able to do this pretty easily the rest of the way, I think. We want it to go as far right as we can before we do this. There we go. Alright, so I think maybe there's enough stress distribution that I need more sort of in one place. Maybe I can get away with doing that instead of trying to add it to the whole thing. Okay, so let's see where the majority of the stress is. It's sort of along the top middle there. And it does seem to go pretty badly for the thing here, so let's try adding a little bit more just towards the middle here. This usually doesn't work out for me, but let's give it a shot anyway. We're like $100 over. Let's just reduce the size of these a tiny bit. Okay, so that sort of redistributes it quite well, but as you can see, just means that it breaks over here more than it does over there. And wow, I am close to the limit. I am so close to the limit. This is such a heavy bus, though, is I think the problem. Okay, how would I do this if... What would a structural engineer do? What would a real structural engineer do? Well, first of all, I think that the problem is load bearing up here, so... Okay, let's try this. It's probably just because I've got sloppy triangles. Which sounds like some kind of innuendo, but I assure you it's not. Alright. There we go. Let's see if that does anything whatsoever. It kind of does. It kind of does. So we're going to shorten this up extremely. And I think part of the problem is that it's moving upwards, so maybe if it gets across that hump, it'll be a little bit easier on the bridge. Alright. How much more do I have to... Oh, jeez. I hope this is a one-way bridge. Alright, so... Alright, so, there we go. It's a lot wobbly over there, and it just falls apart completely. Okay, this is going to be fantastic, I feel. Okay, right, so... I don't really know how do I want to deal with this. Right. What other tools have I got in my engineering arsenal to deal with this sort of nonsense? I feel like if I add some sort of brace towards the center here, I can sort of focus on trusses along the sides and not have to worry about them on top necessarily. Like, I feel like if I went like this... So if I go like this, I feel like that's going to actually help quite a bit, and then I can focus more on the sort of sides. Like, I can probably go something like three up on some of the parts on the sides here. So we're going to try that, see if that helps. I mean, this would help if I had some sort of scientific background or whatever, but, you know, I don't, so. Alright. Well, I was actually pretty good at physics at one point in time. Alright, this we're gonna have a stretch one over here, so we'll just put it over here. Probably help if I weren't also so lazy, just putting stretch things in random places. Alright. Alright. Damn it. Okay. So, might even have to go up 3 here, but let's just see how this works. Very poorly, it seems. Alright. Fantastic. Okay. Let's just slightly reduce that incline. Okay. Can get across to here, at which point it fails. Let's see if just adding that gets it up to here, because if it does, then I know I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Okay, maybe it's because the arch is different and it's going to work out just a little bit better for me. Maybe I don't need those middle supports. It's like lol, you don't need a middle support, you just need a bot lane support. Which I guess that was actually, since that was at the bottom of it. Okay, let's see if this helps if I can get across the hump. Once it's sort of downhill, maybe it's a bit easier. Okay, I don't actually know what I did differently, but this apparently structure appears a lot stronger for no good reason whatsoever. And I'm just gonna coast with it, honestly. This just seems to work out much, much better for no good reason that I can comprehend. But my comprehension's never been my strong point, so... damn it. Okay. This is it, guys. No! It feels like it got a little bit further along that time before it failed. I'm gonna try deleting this little bit here. We're gonna go back to adding this. And we're going to keep it pretty short, but we're going to keep it there. And we'll reduce this size until it lets us. Okay, so it's gonna collapse like right over here if it does get over the top here, but I feel like once it's over the top, it's a little bit easier for it. It goes faster, which is a problem apparently, but that got a little bit further. So... I don't know. Okay, we're over by like $100. This is ridiculous. There we go. I don't know how much the pull strength of those is actually mattering, because like it really looks like it's not. So we're gonna go ahead and delete these. I guess. I mean, maybe I can get away with just a tiny bit more, like right here. Apparently not. This one feels just like tiny adjustments all over the place. I feel like the shape actually is helping quite a bit. The fact that it is more archy. Not like the comic. I don't really know much about that comic or care about it, but I mean... If there was a tool that made the road into like a perfect arch shape, that would probably help out quite a bit. Oh, we made it. No! And we're somehow over now. I thought we were under last when I hit the start button. Okay. Need to reduce it by like $6. Good. Tiny, minute adjustments until we make it. That's that, apparently. Double deck lift. What the hell is this? Okay, this doesn't seem so bad. Like, what's going on here? Is it oh, jeez. Let me guess. There's only enough road for one road here. Oh my god, this is going to be crazy. Let's turn our grid on for a second here. Let's delete this. And let's, Okay, so what I think we need to do is just add a road up here, and add a road up here. And then, whoops. Uh-oh, how do I add a split now? There we go. So I think what has to happen is this gets pulled up to B. And, with hydraulics, Is that seriously what's going to happen here? I think that is. So this actually has to be capable of supporting itself. Lift up straight, which is going to require precision that I don't have, and then connect up at B. Which is, not gonna lie, I think a little bit bullshit. Alright, can I steal here? Yep. Okay, I feel like that we are going to need these. Partly because this does not seem to make a lot of sense here. Okay. I just want to see if the car A can get across there without it breaking. It does break. This is going to be tricky. Do I have unlimited steel? Okay. How much money? Oh, wow, I do not have much money left. Okay. It's going to be tricky. Okay. All I need is for the car to be able to get across here without this snapping. Okay. That disconnects and just falls into the river. Okay, so now we need to find some sort of hydraulic system that pulls this uniformly directly up, which is going to be fun. It's going to have to be one road length greater than this, which seems to be exactly one wood length, so the distance it has to go up is to... Okay, so we need to have something pulling from up there. This is how high it has to be. So if we were to have, say, hydraulics over there, it has to be pulling, like, from here, which is kind of ridiculous. Okay, let's get a little bit of this across. What I think we could actually do is delete the strut structure and have it held up primarily by hydraulics. Which seems silly, but I feel like we could potentially do it that way. How many hydraulics do I actually want there? Because that's going to influence what I'm using here. So if I want to use less hydraulics, I can just use steel here, and that makes it so that I'm using like 3 hydraulics. Okay. Well, this appears to be not ideal here. So let's get this over to here. So that's directly over that. And then this one will be over here. And we'll just have it not worry about that sort of thing. Okay, so that puts us over budget, so we'll get rid of it. Okay, we need to get rid of this because there's no way that's going to hold. We can probably get rid of that since I don't think that's going to be effective at holding up. We can probably get rid of this actually, since we're going to have to do this. So now what do we do to hold this in place? Well, we could probably use cable. Alright, so we're over budget. Let's just see if this theoretically works. Test the theory, then adjust for cost. Although it could just be that there's a solution that just has a very different cost, but I don't know what it is. Alright. Oh, we're actually out of money. I did not know that was a thing that could happen. Okay, so we're apparently so far out of budget that that's not going to work at all. Unless I shrink this down a little bit. There we go. That'll let us at least finish that. No, that just pulls in. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I mean, we know that we need... Actually, no. We could potentially have a pull-up system, Although I feel like it still would help if we had support pulling the road pieces upwards so that it reduces the amount of strain that way. And in particular, it feels like it would be useful if there was hydraulics here and here, sort of directly. Maybe if I do it like this. Then I don't need to have the support structure along the middle there for the actual for the hydraulics. Maybe that's enough to keep the hydraulics there. This is probably going to pull the road apart, but I'm going to actually go with steel down the middle here, even if I can't afford it. I think that that might be necessary. Oh, that just falls inward. What did I need here? Damn it. Right, that thing. So this has to be anchored in some way, shape, or form. I could probably actually anchor those using cable. Huh. Alright, so as soon as these... Oops. Oh, damn it. That was not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, have you not do that. Okay, I don't know how to get these to connect up necessarily. Oh, crap. Right. Okay, so that works fine. Crap. Okay, so we need the struts going across to here, it looks like. But I think I can get away with wood for this, which will save us just a tiny bit of money. And I feel like we can also shorten this down to here. Maybe even a little lower. You know, it probably can go all the way down to like there. Okay, how are we? We're still just a little bit over. Let's try replacing this with cable. I think cable is a little bit cheaper than iron. Okay, that keeps us under. It's a little bit bouncy because of that, but that's fine. Gets across, even though it's wood. Oh, sweet. Yes, that was not so bad. Oh my god, that was amazing. Okay. Oh my god, we're done. So, yeah. This has been Polybridge. We finished what is in the game so far. We're apparently... This might be because we cheated. The game might detect that I cheated this one, so we'll go back to that later. But I think you know that I was I was pretty under budget by a little bit there. So, yeah, we've finished the game. I was under budget for that, you son of a bitch. But maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. But anyway, that's Polybridge. I'll have a retrospective for this up pretty soon. It's still in beta, so that's not going to be entirely fair, but we'll come back to it later once it's fully out. But yeah, it's been real fun. I hope you found it fun too, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.